briefly discuss about Global Risks 2024 by the World Economic Forum. This report has 5 dimensions across the economic, environmental, geopolitical, societal, and technological categories. This report presented 2 cases, one for 2-year timeline, which has identified top 5 key risks, of which misinformation and disinformation ranked as the topmost risk, along with societal polarizations and extreme weather. Other hand, 10-year outline has identified climate impact with loss of biodiversity has become the topmost risk, along with extreme weather and also misinformation and disinformation. The common risks under both cases, misinformation and disinformation, and also the climate impact. The panel also discussed about the issue of supply chain, how the supply chain has shifted from just-in-time to just-in cases, and also they talked about the issue of artificial intelligence, how that has impacted on geopolitical shift and also the lives of individuals. The panel specifically talked about the risk and also the mitigation measures. Let's hear from the panel what they discussed about the risk and the way forward.
And then look at more specific risks. So within that list of more specific risks, we have in the 2-year time frame mis and disinformation as the number 1 risk, followed by extreme weather, followed by societal polarization, interstate armed conflict. That's the top 5 in the 2-year outlook due to mis and disinformation. Now, that said, in the 10-year outlook, we are looking very much at climate-related risks as still the number 1 concern. So top, extreme weather. Second, concern around critical change to Earth systems. This is a new risk, and it comes in at number 2 in the 10-year time frame, followed by natural resource shortages, and then again the continued risk of mis and disinformation at number 5, so still remaining within the top 10.
Thank you, Jan. In my conversations with the companies, 2 issues consistently come up as current key concerns, and it's the impact of artificial intelligence, and it is supply chain challenges. That's what companies are concerned about right now. And these are also notable risks highlighted in this year's Global Risks Report. The use of AI comes with so many fantastic opportunities, but businesses have to also consider the societal, economic, and security implications of using AI. And the success of this will depend on regular testing, updating, verification, and lots of upskilling and training. And where companies had made shifts from a just-in-time strategy to a just-in-case strategy, we saw a more balanced approach develop. So we saw less stockpiling, smaller inventories, and companies relying more on supply chain's ability to deliver. And then suddenly the world changed again. So the attacks on container ships in the Red Sea has made passage through the Suez Canal both risky and very dangerous. And at the same time, on the other side of the world, the impact of climate change and lack of rainfall has made passage through the Panama Canal really difficult.
Now the panel is discussing about the solutions.
Resilience, because only by working together, we can reduce uncertainty, improve risk investment decision-making and responses.
They're really about local strategies, about international approaches, about collaboration, and about international cooperation. So let me take the first one with local strategies. So it turns out that if you look at something like climate change and the physical consequences of climate change, the things like floods and windstorms, droughts and wildfires, the things actually my industry spend a lot of time resolving with insurance, these things are best addressed at a local level. So if you think about flood resilience, for example, trying to build resilience to flood people build flood defences, for example, trying to move water away from populated areas. We try and put in things like early warning systems to give vulnerable populations at risk of flood time to move away from the flood and save themselves and save lives. You know, these things are all intensely local actions, and it's true for a lot of global risks that it's the local actions that solve a lot of the problems. Another really interesting approach is individual and collective action. Now, I know it's the new year, and probably a lot of you have already made New Year's resolutions. Perhaps some of you have changed your diet. Maybe you've moved away from meat. Maybe you're going to a lower carbon diet. Some of you maybe been making choices about your travel for the coming year, reducing your carbon footprint that way. Maybe some of you have even thought about buying an electric vehicle. You know, all of these individually are just drops in the ocean, but with critical mass, this really starts moving the needle in terms of decarbonisation. So consumer behaviour are very interesting. So I just want to go back to cross-border cooperation and international cooperation.
My take from the discussions is that misinformation and disinformation remains the biggest risk due to misuse and abuse of digital technology, including social media. Of course, climate change and global politics also remain the risks as well. And the solutions discussed here, my take is that local solutions are very effective, and it is time for development actors, international communities to connect this local solution to the international cooperation and cross-border collaboration. You may also share your thoughts in the comments. Otherwise, thank you very much.